It was late, and the house was wrapped in the quiet hum of the night. I was curled up in bed, scrolling mindlessly through my phone when I heard a soft knock at my door. "Come in," I called, expecting my stepbrother Daniel. He was the only one who ever knocked so lightly, hesitant but always seeking. He stepped inside, lingering at the doorway as if reconsidering. His brown eyes flickered with something, uncertainty, maybe even embarrassment. "Hey," he muttered, rubbing the back of his neck. "Can I ask you something?" I sat up, setting my phone aside. "Of course. What's up?" He hesitated, shutting the door behind him before moving closer. "It's about Vanessa," he admitted, referring to his girlfriend. I raised an eyebrow. "Okay, what about her?" Daniel exhaled sharply and sat down on the edge of my bed, his fingers twisting the hem of his hoodie. She invited me to stay over this weekend. Her parents are out of town." I nodded slowly. "All right, and that's a problem because—" His cheeks darkened slightly. "Because it would be, the first time." "Oh." I watched him for a moment, taking in the nervous tension in his shoulders, the way he couldn't quite meet my eyes. "You're nervous?" I asked softly. Daniel groaned, falling back against the bed, staring at the ceiling. "Obviously. I mean, what if I mess it up? What if I do something wrong? What if she's expecting something and I laughed, and he turned his head to glare at me. "It's not funny," he grumbled. "It kind of is," I teased, nudging his side. "I mean, I get it, but you're acting like it's a math test you didn't study for." He exhaled, looking back at me. "So can you help me?" I blinked. "Help you how?" "I don't know," he groaned again, sitting up. "Just explain things. Like, what do girls even like? What am I supposed to do? Is there some kind of guide or something?" I bit my lip, suppressing another laugh. "Daniel, it's not something you can just learn like a school subject." "But I don't want to be awful at it," he admitted, and for the first time, I saw how deeply this was bothering him. He genuinely wanted to get this right. I sighed. All right, I said, shifting on the bed to sit cross-legged. "First of all, stop overthinking it. It's not about doing things right or wrong. It's about making sure both of you are comfortable. That's the most important thing." He nodded quickly, soaking in every word. "And communication is everything," I continued. "If you're unsure about something, ask. Don't assume. And if she's nervous too, take things slow. You'll figure it out together." Daniel nodded again, but his expression was still unsure. "And what about the actual I smirked. "Are you seriously asking me for technical advice?" His face went bright red. "Forget I said anything," he muttered. I laughed. No, it's fine. But honestly, just pay attention to her reactions. If she's into it, you'll know. If she seems unsure, slow down. It's not about impressing her with some magic move, it's about making her feel good. And that works both ways." He let that sink in, chewing on his lip. "That actually makes sense," he admitted. "Glad to hear it," I said, nudging him again. He exhaled, relaxing a little. "I still feel like I'm going to screw this up." I softened. "You won't," I reassured him. "And hey, if it helps, you can always just be honest with her. Tell her it's your first time. Maybe she'll feel the same way, and then neither of you will have to pretend to know what you're doing." Daniel groaned but smiled faintly. "You make it sound so simple." "Because it is," I said. "You've got this." He sighed again, but this time there was something lighter about it. "Thanks," he said, bumping my shoulder. "You're actually kinda cool, you know that?" I laughed. "Don't tell anyone. I have a reputation to uphold." He grinned, standing up. "Good night, sis." "Good night, Danny," I said, watching him leave, feeling strangely warm inside. The next morning, I noticed a subtle shift in Daniel's behavior. He wasn't acting strangely, not exactly, but there was something different about him. At breakfast, he was unusually quiet, pushing his food around on his plate as if lost in thought. Normally, he was the type to inhale his cereal and be halfway out the door before I could even finish my coffee, but today he lingered. When I caught him staring at me from across the table, he quickly looked away, his ears tinged pink. I smirked. "You okay?" He cleared his throat. "Yeah, just thinking." I raised an eyebrow. "About what?" "Nothing," he muttered, shoving a spoonful of cereal into his mouth. I let it slide, but I could feel something brewing beneath the surface. He was still thinking about last night, about our conversation. Maybe it had helped him, but judging by the tension in his shoulders, he was still overthinking everything. Throughout the day, I kept catching him staring at me. Not in a creepy way, just observing, like he was trying to figure something out. It was almost funny, watching him wrestle with whatever thoughts were running through his head. By the time evening rolled around, I had mostly forgotten about it. I was in my room, sitting cross-legged on my bed, rubbing lotion into my arms after my shower. The soft vanilla scent lingered in the air, mixing with the faint hum of music playing from my speaker. Then, another soft knock. I didn't even have to ask. "Come in, Danny." The door creaked open, and Daniel stepped inside, looking almost exactly the way he had last night. Hesitant, nervous, like he wasn't sure how to say what was on his mind. I smiled at him. "You're back." "Yeah," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. I just, he hesitated, his eyes flickering toward the lotion bottle in my hands. "Were you busy?" I laughed. "It's just lotion. I think I can multitask." He swallowed, then stepped further into the room, closing the door behind him. "All right," I said, tilting my head. "What's on your mind this time?" He exhaled sharply. "It's just 2 days left." I nodded. "Yep. The big night." "Yeah." He sat down on the edge of my bed, hands clasped together. "And I'm still freaking out." I softened, setting the lotion bottle aside. "Danny, you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself." I know, he sighed. "But I don't want to mess this up. And I keep thinking about what you said last night." "Which part?" He hesitated again, then met my gaze. "Your first time." I blinked, caught off guard. "What about it?" "What was it like?" he asked, his voice quieter now, almost unsure. "I mean, were you nervous? Did it go how you expected?" I studied him for a moment, seeing the genuine curiosity in his eyes. This wasn't just some nosy question. He was trying to understand, trying to prepare himself in any way he could. I sighed, leaning back against the headboard. "It wasn't perfect," I admitted. "I mean, it never really is, right? But it was nice. A little awkward at first, sure, but once I stopped overthinking it, it felt natural." Daniel frowned. "How do you just stop overthinking?" I chuckled. "Well, having someone you trust helps. Someone who makes you feel safe." He nodded slowly, processing my words. "So, you didn't regret it?" I shook my head. "No, because I was ready, and I wanted it to happen. That's what really matters, Danny. Not whether you do it right, or if it's some mind-blowing experience. Just that you want it, and that you're with the right person." He exhaled, staring down at his hands. I feel like I should know what I'm doing. Like I should have some kind of plan." I smiled gently. "You don't need a plan. You just need to be present." He glanced at me, his expression still uncertain. "But what if—" "Shoo!" I cut him off, reaching out to ruffle his hair. "Enough what ifs. You're going to be fine." He groaned, batting my hand away, but I saw the small smile tugging at the corner of his lips. For a moment, we just sat there, the quiet hum of my music filling the space between us. Then, Daniel let out a small laugh. "I can't believe I'm talking about this with you." I smirked. "I can't believe you came to me for advice in the first place." "Well," he muttered, rubbing his neck again, You're the only one I trust enough to ask." That hit differently. I swallowed the sudden warmth in my chest and gave him a playful nudge. "Then I guess that makes me the best sister ever." He rolled his eyes. "Don't let it go to your head." I laughed, and for the first time since he walked into my room, I saw the tension in his shoulders ease. Maybe he wasn't completely over his nerves, but at least he wasn't facing them alone. The weekend arrived faster than I expected. Saturday evening, Daniel stood in front of the hallway mirror, straightening his shirt for what had to be the 10th time. He had dressed up, not too formal, but just enough to show he had put in the effort. A crisp navy button-up, dark jeans, and his hairstyle just right. He looked different, more confident. I leaned against the doorway, arms crossed, watching him. "You clean up well," I teased. He smirked, adjusting his collar. "Yeah, well, first impressions matter, right?" I chuckled. "I'm pretty sure Vanessa already has a good impression of you." He exhaled, staring at his reflection like he was still debating whether he was ready for this. But there was something steadier in his posture now, something I hadn't seen before. "How are you feeling?" I asked. He turned to me, considering the question. "Still nervous, but better," he admitted. "I think our talk helped." I smiled, stepping forward to fix a stray strand of his hair. "Good. Just remember, don't overthink, be yourself, and trust the moment." Daniel nodded, but I could tell he was still trying to psych himself up. Without thinking, I wrapped my arms around him in a quick but firm hug. He tensed for a second, probably surprised, but then he hugged me back. "Good luck, Danny," I murmured. He pulled back, his eyes searching mine, as if trying to read what I wasn't saying. "Thanks," he said softly. Then, with one last glance in the mirror, he grabbed his jacket and headed for the door. I watched him go, the sound of the front door clicking shut echoing through the quiet house. And then I was alone. That night, sleep refused to come. I tossed and turned, my mind refusing to settle. I had wished Daniel well, I had reassured him, I had done everything a supportive sister should do. So why did I feel so strange? It started off as a mild curiosity. Was he nervous right now? Did he remember what I told him? Was Vanessa just as inexperienced as he was, or was she leading the way? Then the curiosity twisted into something else, something deeper, something I didn't want to name. I shifted in bed, staring up at the ceiling, my stomach in knots. Jealousy. The realization hit me like a freight train. I was jealous, not in the way I should have been, not like an older sister protective of her younger brother. It wasn't that I thought Vanessa wasn't good enough for him. It wasn't that I wanted to keep him away from her. No, it was something much worse. I was jealous because she was experiencing a side of Daniel that I had never seen before. A side I had helped him find. Because while I had given him advice, calmed his nerves, and assured him that everything would be fine, it wasn't me who would be there with him tonight. And deep down, in some part of me that I refused to acknowledge, I wanted to be. I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to push the thought away. No, this wasn't right. This wasn't normal. He's my brother. Even if we weren't related by blood, even if we had only been family for a few years, even if we shared everything, this wasn't something I should be feeling. But the emotions didn't care about logic. I couldn't stop picturing him with her. The way he would look at her, the way he would touch her, the way he would whisper to her, just like he had spoken to me in my room, voice low and uncertain. The way he would learn with her. My stomach tightened, my fingers curling into the sheets. I needed to stop thinking about this, but the more I tried to force the thoughts away, the stronger they came. I remember the way he had looked at me before he left. That lingering hesitation in his eyes, as if he had wanted to say something but had held back. Had he sensed this? Had he felt it too? I shook my head, frustrated. No, I was imagining things. Daniel was with Vanessa now, living a moment that had nothing to do with me. And yet, as I lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling. My chest ached with something I didn't have a name for. I turned over, gripping my pillow tightly. I wouldn't sleep tonight, because no matter how much I told myself that this was normal, that I was just overthinking, that I was just being a caring sister, I knew the truth, and the truth terrified me. The silence in the house felt heavier than ever. I had always been comfortable being alone. I enjoyed quiet evenings, the soft hum of my music, the simple pleasure of curling up with a book. But tonight was different. Tonight, my thoughts refused to settle. I couldn't shake the restless energy buzzing beneath my skin, the storm of emotions I didn't understand. Or maybe I understood too well and just didn't want to face. I rolled onto my side, staring at my phone on the nightstand. It had been hours since Daniel left, and I still hadn't heard anything from him. Not that I expected to. He was with Vanessa. He had other things on his mind. I groaned, flipping onto my back, staring up at the ceiling as frustration curled inside me. Why couldn't I let this go? Why did it feel like a piece of me had left with him? Every time I closed my eyes, my mind conjured images I didn't want to see. Daniel laughing nervously, Vanessa's hand brushing against his, the way he would lean in, hesitant but eager, testing new waters. I clenched my fists against the sheets, exhaling sharply. This was ridiculous. I was being ridiculous. He wasn't even thinking about me right now. He was living in his own moment, experiencing something new, something exciting. And yet, here I was, trapped in my room, consumed by a strange, twisting energy that refused to leave me. I needed to do something. Anything. Sitting up, I ran a hand through my hair, taking a deep breath. Maybe I needed to get out. A walk, some fresh air, something to clear my head. I glanced at the clock. Past midnight. Too late for a walk, then. I considered calling a friend, but that idea died quickly. What would I even say? Hey, I can't sleep because my brother is with his girlfriend, and for some reason it's bothering me? Yeah. No. Sighing, I got out of bed and paced the room, trying to shake off the restlessness. But it clung to me.